Hello, everyone. This is Reverend Andrew MacDonald from First Presbyterian Church in New Glasgow, coming to you with my midweek message for January 25th, 2024. Why are we so quick to point out the faults or shortcomings of others and ignore those in ourselves? We do not hesitate to offer criticism or chastisement of others, yet we are offended and angered when the focus is turned back or reflected on ourselves. This can be explained in part because we view the world through our own eyes. Our eyes can only see what is in front of us. Our eyes cannot look back at ourselves nor look inwardly. We can see the flaws in others because they are in front of us. We cannot look at ourselves without the aid of a mirror. Jesus often warned us of the dangers of judging others or holding others up to a standard that we ourselves might not actually measure up to. Now you might be thinking of one of the most quoted biblical passages, and it might work for this message. Judge not, lest ye be judged. But I was thinking of a different teaching of Jesus, Luke chapter 6, verses 41 and 42. I think this really does describe what I'm referring to in respects to human nature and how we view or judge others. Jesus said, "Why do you see the speck in your neighbor's eye, but do not notice the log in your own eye? How can you say to your neighbor, 'Friend, let me take out the speck in your eye,' when you yourself do not see the log in your own eye? You hypocrite! First, take out the log from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your neighbor's eye." Or to quote Charles Glassman, "Before you save the world, make sure your own house is in order." It's easy to find faults in others if we ignore our own faults and shortcomings. It's easy to turn a blind eye when it's you yourself who is at fault or to blame. And it's easy to find faults in others because it may make us feel better for our own shortcomings, or we may be deflecting on others what we recognize in ourselves. I'm also reminded of the time that Jesus came to the defense of a woman who had been caught in the act of adultery. John chapter 8. Early in the morning, Jesus came to the temple. All the people came to him, and he sat down and began to teach them. The scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in adultery, and making her stand before all of them, they said to Jesus, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the very act of committing adultery. Now in the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. Now what do you say?" Jesus bent down and wrote with his finger on the ground. When they kept questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, "Let anyone among you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." And once again he bent down and wrote on the ground. When they heard it, they went away, one by one, beginning with the elders. And Jesus was left alone with the woman standing before him. Jesus straightened up and said to her, "Women, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" She said, "No one, sir." And Jesus said, "Neither do I condemn you. Go your way, and from now on do not sin again." It seems that we have to be reminded that none of us are perfect and that we are not free from faults or sins. Let anyone among you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her. In that instance, only Christ himself would have been able to even pick up a stone, yet he never did. "Neither do I condemn you. Go on your way and sin no more." Christ chose to love and forgive, not to judge or condemn. Even upon his death, Jesus chose mercy and forgiveness. He forgave those who inflicted so much pain. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So remember, the next time you may be about to judge someone or point the finger accusingly at someone else, remember, there are 3 fingers pointing back at you. Now, I hope you're having a great week. I hope you're staying warm and staying safe. So until we can be together again, remember, be good to one another, care for one another, comfort one another, and always remember to love one another. And may God continue to bless you and those you love from this day forth and forevermore. And all God's people say, Amen.